guy when he was younger, but he's my brother for over 40 years. I posted a bunch of pictures of us. I love the guy. Seriously, like he's my blood brother. When you're in a locker room like that and you got a coach that you know, let me tell you the key about coaching for a player's perspective. I hate bullshit artists. And the coaches that are great don't do that. You know what they do? This is where you are in the totem pole of life in my room. That's what it was with Jimmy. And a guy that I have great respect for, I think has that same mentality. Hey, this is where you go right now, my friend. I can't believe this guy is retired, though. How in the world could Bruce Arians be retired? I mean, Jesus Christ, these guys, but you know what? Maybe life is too good for him now. He's down in that heat. You know, he's traveling around. He won his Super Bowl. I don't know. I talked to Derek Brooks the other day. I go, what's he doing? And he goes, he's like, hey, man, he's just enjoying life. Let me bring in Bruce Arians now. Coach, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Stills. How you doing, baby?
You tell me, Coach, tell me, man, how is retirement life treating you?
Oh, it's fantastic. Spent a lot of time with the grandkids, doing some traveling, and just enjoying life, bro. It was time for me to step out.
Do you ever get the itch, Coach? I mean, do you want to get back into it? I mean, you know, I had Frank Reich on the other day, and when I talked to him about getting back into it, Coach, it's such a mental grind on you guys. I mean, and what you guys do for a regular game, let alone a 17-game season, and then if you're hoping to get to the postseason, it's so taxing mentally. Is that kind of what it is? You don't mind coaching on Sundays, Coach, but the other stuff, that's really where it kind of wears you out.
No, not for me, because I had a great staff, bro. I leaned on them heavily, and for me, it was more physical. You know, I tore my Achilles like 90% that last year and had to wear these damn high-heeled boots on the sidelines, and it blew my back out. And I can't stand on the sideline for 4 hours anymore. Even that last year, I'd go sit like I was acting like I was talking to the quarterbacks just to sit down. But no, it was more physical. I love the players. I do miss the players. You know, I stayed after that next year and went to practice every day. And they got thrown off the sidelines down in New Orleans. And I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to get out. Plus, too many players looking at me and not at Todd. So, hey, it's Todd's team now. So I stepped back and I go to practice. I was down there this weekend, saw some of the guys, and, you know, we'll have a fundraiser in May down there. So I still get to see my guys, and that's all I need.
Coach, for you, what did you enjoy more, being a position coach or being a head coach? Because you get more time with your guy. If you're a quarterback, you get to spend time like you were in Pittsburgh with your quarterback. Did you enjoy that, or did you enjoy more running your own show?
Kind of both. Yeah, I miss the room. You have your room and your responsibilities for those guys, and it's a close-knit group. As a head coach, I got to interact more with defensive players, special teams guys, and I always leaned on my veterans. You know, I always told them, this is not my team, it's your team. We'll be as good as you want to be. How good are the leaders we got? That's how good we'll be. And so I got to Jason Pierre-Paul, I love him to death. Ndamukong Suh, Lavonte David, one of the best there is. And I got to really hang with those guys some and get their perspective, you know, on where our team was, and really leaned on them heavily.
Coach, what did that Super Bowl win as a head coach? You had won Super Bowls as a position coach in Pittsburgh. You've been a coach of the year, I believe, when you're in Indianapolis there as well. You had a great run in Arizona. What did that Super Bowl do for you? Was it the crowning achievement for you? Was it the cherry on top of everything? You knew then, you kind of saw the back nine of your coaching career. What did that game mean to you when you finally won that ring?
Yeah, it was special. I mean, the other two were all my dad got to go to Super Bowl 40. He died right shortly after. And but Mom got to go to the Super Bowl 55 and sit up in the stands. And she just turned 100 last 2 weeks ago, and she's got her $100 jersey, and she don't take it off. And, so it means the world. The Glazer family was so great to our family. And I love the Bucks. And but that was the crowning achievement. I had to go for two, got real close, and we didn't make it. And then I saw it was time.
Coach, are you a Steeler, a Colt, Cardinal, or are you a Buck? I know you're a Tech man. I know you're a Hokie. But are you, NFL, what identifies you? If you had to say, my experience that identifies me, is it the Steeler coordinator or is it the Buccaneer head coach?
Buccaneer head coach. Yeah, those years were fantastic. And great group of guys, great staff. We won the Super Bowl. We get to real close to next year. And, going back to Tampa, it's very, very special for me and my wife and the whole family. And we're Bucks, baby. Bucks and Hokies. Always a Hokie.
Always a Hokie here. Coach, how proud of you of Baker Mayfield are you and what you've seen him go through? I mean, I bring this up all the time to people in Cleveland. I go, I think you'd like to have that kid back now after what went on here with the last couple of years there with the QB situation. But you got to be awful proud of what you're seeing here with Mayfield.
Yeah, that was one of my last decisions, to get with Jason and let's go after this. I love this kid. When I was with CBS that one year, I did 2 other games, went to practice on Friday. That locker room loved that kid. I mean, loved him. And the way he competed on the Friday practice, like, man, this is my kind of guy. And I knew it's not easy following Tom Brady, but he's the type of guy that can do it. And he's won that team over. He's won the city over. I mean, he owns the city right now, and rightfully so. He's played his ass off.
Coach Todd Bowles. I mean, I am a huge Todd Bowles fan. I mean, funny, I was watching the Super Bowl, and people were saying this to me. They go, hey, man, isn't Fangio running that Todd Bowles too high safety? Isn't that Todd Bowles' defense? I mean, and by the way, he's been the kryptonite to the Eagles the last 2 times that they've played. I mean, he's run them out of the building. How proud of you are you of him taking over that role for you and where he is right now in his coaching career?
Super, super proud, man. I know he'd do the job. He didn't really have a shot in the Jets. But he needed that second chance and to prove to everybody that he's the quality coach that he is. And what they went through with all those injuries last year, still won a division, got real close to going on. I would have loved to have played Philly again. And because our guys are not afraid of Philly, that's for sure.
Absolutely here, man. Hey, what happened with that Liam Cohen situation? I mean, to me, it really looked like a train wreck on his end, not so much on the Buccaneers' end, but were you disappointed on how that thing ended the way it did?
Not really. I mean, you only get a chance to be a head coach. You might never get another chance. And, the way it happened, that's typical NFL. I think word got to them that he wasn't coming with the general manager, so they fired the general manager. And all of a sudden, whoop, yeah, the whole thing's changed now. And I don't blame him one bit, man. I'm pulling for him. He did a hell of a job for the Bucks. And, I think he'll do a good job for the Jags.
I want to ask you a couple more questions here, Coach, especially on Vic Fangio. Vic plays that too high safety. And do you agree, Coach, that the game today is just played more in space, that you don't see the Levon Kirkland type linebackers that you and I did back in the day where you had those big 255, 260-pound guys sitting there in the middle with that zone? Everything's more in space today. Do you think that's just a product of the NFL with what they're looking to do with plus 25 explosion plays, is that you play that too high safety, keep everything in front of you because the game is so spread out now? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, a lot of it. But, if your front four can't get home, that too high safety ain't worth a shit. The quarterback will pick you apart. But they got a front four like we did back then that got after it. And, my only prediction going into the Super Bowl was if they could pressure Mahomes like we did, then they're going to win. And they really did from start to finish.
Were you surprised, Coach, on how they handled Kansas City, the Eagles?
No. I once I saw the pass rush take over, and they got 8 guys that could swing in there. And Vic's a hell of a coach. We go way back to Indianapolis together and even New Orleans. But I was really happy for him. Really happy for Nick. I think Nick's a great student of the game and has great pride in the game. I was really happy for him.
What about Jalen Hurts, Coach? I mean, there's such a last year he threw for 2,903, 2,903 yards. They were 30th in passing. But yet, Coach, they were dominant at the point of attack with Saquon Barkley. I mean, it just shows you a little bit of the incompetence of the team that the Giants didn't put around him, because when he got to Philly and that O-line, that guy looked like Barry Sanders running the ball. I couldn't believe how great he looked with that O-line. Not a shocker, I guess, but when you look at Hurts, I mean, he turned it on. NFC title game, Super Bowl, he was outstanding. He's reading his progressions. It seems a little bit better. What do you make of him, and what do you think of him as a quarterback?
I think well, first of all, he's an extremely hard worker, and he's improved so much as a passer, playing in the pocket, trying to figure out blitzes and how to handle blitzes. I still think there's a lot of room for development on 3rd down and 2 minute, where most games are won in the NFL. They played with the lead so much. And if he got the lead now, you're not getting him, because he can do his play action. He can run, Saquon. I mean, you got the whole package when they got the lead. You got to get ahead of them and make them play from behind and see if they can handle the blitz.
Coach, do you think we're going to see a couple more here, Coach? Do you think that we're going to see more of those styles of players? Frank Reich said something yesterday that, and I wonder if you agree still, and I think so too, that you're going to win Super Bowls. You got to win from the pocket. I don't care what you do in space. You've got to win from that pocket, because that's the way you're going to win Super Bowls. But with that versatile quarterback, like you see up in Buffalo or you see in Baltimore, with guys that can get out in the perimeter, guys that can be a part of the run game, is that something we're going to see more of as these kids come out of college, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think that's the type of guy that's coming out of college. Now, can that guy play from the pocket? And I'm all with Frank, baby. You got to win it from the pocket. The Bradys, the Mannings, those guys, they don't come around very often. Then there was Andrew Luck, he was that guy who was very athletic, but could beat you from the pocket, and Big Ben, those type of guys. So I think college football is turning out more and more quarterbacks, and more pocket guys that can play from the pocket, and they're still athletic. Patrick Mahomes didn't run a great 40. He's a bitch to get on the ground, though.
Yeah,
he can run, but he's running to throw. And to me, that's a quarterback. The ones that run to run. If you put your quarterback in harm's way, enough harm's coming.
Coach, I want to ask you about a couple quarterbacks. Josh Allen, give me your assessment of him. I see all the intangibles. I think Brady's done a really nice job with him. They've settled him down on not having to really – I mean, Coach, it's funny. They took the ball out of his hands a little more, and they made him more effective, it seems, on 3rd down. But, I mean, just your assessment on him. He just looks like – he looks like the best player in the game at that position. But yet, again, postseason play is when it counts.
Yeah, and they got to get over that Kansas City hump, man. And they've gotten so close. Somebody beat them in the regular season and can't get them in the playoffs. But Josh is one of those guys. He is a pocket guy. He's going to beat the hell out of you. But he's a freak of nature when he starts running. He's so big and fast. There are very few of those guys that are that athletic, but they can still beat you from the pocket. And when he came out, I never even thought of him as a runner. It was all about that big, strong arm. Could we develop it? Could we strengthen it? Could we get more accurate? And he has. Joe's done a great job with him.
What about Burrow in Cincinnati, Coach? I mean, he looks like the closest thing to Brady to me.
Yeah, I'm a big Joe Burrow fan. I mean, he's athletic enough. The same thing. He's looking to push it down the field. And I don't know if there's a more accurate guy out there right now, 1st down through 3rd down, than Joe Burrow.
Coach, Patrick Mahomes, what is the one thing, in your opinion, you think he still needs to improve? Because Jimmy said this. He's never seen a player in his life that's untradeable. And he said, that guy's it. He goes, I mean, if you were to put him on the open market, he's a 5 first-round type guy. He goes, he's the best player he's ever seen. Yep. Is there any part of his game, in your opinion, that he still needs to improve? Or is it more about putting the players around him to help him get where he needs to go? Because I thought they struggled in the run game, especially in the postseason. They struggled running the football. Maybe a little more help around him. But what's one area do you think that he still needs to work?
I don't know if there's an area to improve. I mean, he's the most gifted passer. Like I said, he runs a 4.8, but on the field he runs 4.5, and nobody ever catches him. And he has the grit, man. He's got the will to win. And so I'm with you. I think it's putting better pieces around him. I don't think he's been the same since Tyreek left, and they keep trying to put different pieces in that same spot. Worthy, I think, can get there, but Pat can carry that crew, man. I don't see anybody beating him again next year.
Coach, I get people telling me this, man, your Temple experience. I mean, people in Philly want to know, man. I mean, how was that experience for you when you were at Temple?
That was a great 6 years, man. The guys, I bet 40 of those guys are friends with my wife on Facebook. And
Wow.
yeah, at least that's the tightest group of guys I've ever seen. And they got their big tailgate coming up this week for Cherry and White Day. And as they say, the Arians and Cheney's guys, they hang out together. And so, I mean, if there's one coach I respected more than any coach other than Bear Bryant, it was John Cheney. And what he did with that basketball team, man. And I'd get up and go watch him practice at 5:30 in the morning. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a great 6 years. I mean, it was like I was 30 years old, thought I knew everything, didn't know shit. But it was a great experience, man.
Coach, this has been a great experience, too. You always find time for me, man. You are absolutely a dear friend. Thank you so much. Keep enjoying retirement. I hate you're retired because, I don't know, man, I love you on the sidelines, man. But, hey, Coach, great success and great love to you and your family. Thank you so much, my friend.
Appreciate it, brother.
You got it.
You.
That is Bruce Arians. Yes, sir. Man, what a great coach. I just loved watching him. And so many people, man, have great experiences with him. You know, Andrew Luck has been texting me. And he's been tweeting me the whole time, and he's been telling me, I guess he watched the interview just now a couple minutes ago. And so that was pretty cool. So, yeah, I think the Buccaneers, man, I'll tell you what, I think the Bucs are one of those football teams that I think are going to make some noise, man. I really do. I got to tell you my Andrew Luck story. Okay, let me tell you my Andrew Luck story here. So yesterday, I didn't realize it. So I told you guys that I played in the NFL's World League. That helmet up there, right there, that one. Okay? And I played, and the NFL owned it. By the way, James Harrison played in that league, the great Steeler. Kurt Warner played in that league. So Jake Delhomme played in that league. We had a bunch of really good football players play in that league. I can't believe James Harrison, who I think is going to Canton, played also in that same league. So Oliver Luck was the general manager of the Frankfurt. I posted a picture. Was the general manager of the Frankfurt Galaxy. And there was this 4-year-old kid that they had hanging around. Oliver had him with him. This is Frankfurt, Germany. And I'm friends right now with, I've been friends with Oliver Luck. I think he was the commissioner, I think, of the XFL, if I'm not mistaken, because I had him on. And I was friends with him. And I didn't realize, I go, that's Andrew Luck? That's your kid? So I posted it on my Twitter page. Frank Wright. Frank goes, holy shit. You played against Andrew Luck's dad's team, the Frankfurt Galaxy. And I'm like, I did. He goes, do you know that kid that was running around with the football on the field in Frankfurt, Germany? Now where the NFL plays games now at the same stadium I played in Frankfurt. I said, yeah. He goes, that's Andrew Luck. I'm like, get out. He was 4 years old when I was playing football and he was on a football field. Pretty crazy. You guys want to know how I know all these people and all these psycho stories? There it is. I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, Andrew Luck was a great player. And, you know, Luck was awesome quarterback, just had horrible offensive line. Absolutely. Hey, and Todd, he loved my little, I did a report for him last night on his roster, what I thought of his skilled people, what I thought of his O-line, what I thought of his D-line, linebackers, and his secondary. And I wrote a small report out, what I thought of them. They're limited. I don't think they've done a very good job of recruiting. But it's hard to recruit at Stanford. Remember, if Alabama or Miami, maybe not Miami because Miami's kind of hard to get into. I know. I don't know. Today it's probably harder. But if Alabama or LSU, if they recruit 20 kids, they're going to get those 20 kids into school. Okay? They're going to get those kids in. If Stanford recruits 20 kids, they're going to get 5 of those kids in. It's a tougher recruiting process because of the admissions. Tougher admissions, Notre Dame too. Same thing. Duke. Any one of those type of schools, Cal. Places like that. When you have high admissions and tough to get kids in, it's tougher to recruit. Because those kids, they go through a different set of standards that they do. And again, I mean, you got to know what your priorities are. LSU and Alabama have priorities of sports. It generates a lot of income and revenue. And that's Stanford and Cal and Notre Dame. There's a different requirement there because they get a lot of people donating money and they have a lot of outside money coming into the program, not just through sports. So it's difficult. Okay? I mean, listening, watch people, then understand what you hear and see before telling someone what to do. Not everyone has the same strength or stamina. That's something you must know as an NFL scout. True. Okay? True. Okay? Hey, that's really kind. All right, guys, don't forget my great friends at Morgan & Morgan. Talk to you all the time about John Morgan. By the way, Dan Morgan's coming on tomorrow. He's flying back from Maui. And I know he was up at Michigan with Tom Brady a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about the nil. And he's a great sports guy. He's a great friend of mine. He's been a friend of mine for a long time. And he's the heir apparent to John Morgan with the #1 injury law firm in America. They've become that. There's nobody bigger with over $26 billion recovered. Morgan & Morgan is there for you with their team of thousands of attorneys across the country. Told you about the story of here in Pennsylvania, nearly $30 million recovered for a family, or the nearly $15 million recovered for a family in Florida. Team of thousands of attorneys coast to coast. They are everywhere because they're the biggest in the country. Morgan & Morgan has been here for over 25 years, making sure they service anyone who calls them if they've ever been injured. And if you have ever been injured, make sure you call my friends at Morgan & Morgan at forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529 and do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial